Today, I am suspending $30 billion in investment activity from Wells Fargo and the use of the company as a broker-dealer for the purchase of investments. Wells Fargo's predatory and illegal banking practices require a strong response. As the state's chief banking officer and chief investment officer, I'm responsible for overseeing nearly $1 trillion in annual investment activity. It is my duty to execute these responsibilities in a highly professional and ethical manner, always striving for transparency, integrity, and preservation of public trust. My role to safeguard the state's money is something I take very seriously and will continue to shine a light on unfair, illegal actions by companies. According to the consent order issued by the U.S. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Wells Fargo took advantage of consumers by secretly opening over 2 million unauthorized deposit, credit card, and debit card and online banking accounts from 2011 to 2015. During this 5-year period, the company extracted millions of dollars in fraudulent fees and damaged many customers' credit records, forcing them to pay higher interest rates on loans. Their illegal actions to meet sales targets and compensation incentives is downright shameful. And it gets worse. The $1.9 trillion financial services company also violated the federal rights of active duty service members. Last week, the U.S. Justice Department penalized Wells Fargo for the unlawful repossessions of vehicles of members of our armed services without giving them or the courts the proper notice, while also charging more than the 6% interest rate limitation. With the dramatic failure of corporate controls and oversight, I have also ordered an audit to determine if, in addition to their other illegal activities, Wells Fargo violated Illinois' unclaimed property laws. It's important that we make sure Illinois' consumers get what may be owed to them. Similar audits of life insurance companies have identified more than $550 million that should have been paid to beneficiaries here in Illinois. Earlier this year, due to our steadfast commitment to get consumers what is owed to them, Radio Shack surrendered $140,000 in uncashed rebates owed to more than 5,000 Illinois residents. And Sprint paid $2.3 million and provided the names of 32,000 customers who were still owed rebates. According to Wells Fargo, they serve about 1 in 3 households in the United States. Now, that's a lot of people that have trusted them for decades in their banking, insurance, and investment needs. But this isn't the first time that Illinois has brought forth issues concerning Wells Fargo. In 2012, thanks to Attorney General Lisa Madigan and the U.S. Department of Justice, a lawsuit against Wells Fargo over discriminatory lending practices resulted in $175 million joint settlement for consumers. At the time of the settlement, it was estimated more than 3,000 Illinois borrowers were victims of discrimination by Wells Fargo brokers. The settlement provided restitution for African American and Latino borrowers who were steered into risky subprime loans at a higher rate for their loans than white borrowers. Wells Fargo is a big financial player in Illinois, and I hope to send the message that their unscrupulous practices are not welcomed and will not be tolerated. In addition to the suspension of investment activity, all existing relationships will be put under review to assess contractual terms and obligations. The moratorium on investment activity with Wells Fargo will remain in effect for 1 year.